you want me to tell you like who I am based off of the Kazoo Kid? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the most important thing about myself is that I'm a singer and a songwriter, and that's really where I start usually. I'm 16, I'm a junior in high school. I live in Clearwater, Florida, but I go back and forth between there and LA, which is where I am right now. But yeah, my life is pretty much based around music at this point, which I love. But yeah, I say that's the most important thing about myself is my writing and my singing.
So I'm curious because you said you're going back and forth. How is the trip for you?
Oh yeah, I mean it's great. I love doing it like that too because all my family is in Florida and all my friends are there, so I can just hang out there and have my time. And also Florida's very relaxing because I'm in Clearwater and it's like a little slow beach town, and so I really like being there. And then I can come here and I can make music and be around lots of different kinds of creative people, which is also really good for me. I think it like keeps me stimulated, being in two different environments so often.
I love that. Kind of gives me very Sagittarius vibes.
Oh,
But
does it? I mean,
yes.
I'm very Piscean. I'm Pisces sun,
Ooh.
Pisces moon, Capricorn rising. That's my whole thing.
Ooh. All right. Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Moon,
I
rising. So
I see. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I know I've really connected with my Piscean nature. That's just like I'm really emotional, so that's really what it is.
And with that, as an emotional Pisces, you literally dropped a fantastic song. Can we
You.
can we talk about Remember Me?
Yes, absolutely. I love Remember Me.
All
But
right.
yeah, it just came out a couple days ago and I was so excited. And yeah, it's on the sadder side for sure. I wrote it about some family. That's really, I tried to, sort of do it in the style of that sort of lullaby because it's not a topic I write about often. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I wrote it with Sam Nicolosi, who's here right now. He's like in my home studio right now. But yeah, so I mean, I love that song. It was so real to me at the time too, and it's kind of I feel like family things are always kind of hard to process. And so writing about it was really really great for me, and also it was more just about how I prefer to remember certain things looking back on it. And so it was like a sweet way to paint, childhood memories and everything. And I think that everybody could use a little lullaby for their childhood, almost like a lullaby for me currently. So that's really what it felt like, but it was very soothing to make. And I'm really happy with it.
It's a beautiful song. I've been, like I said earlier before I started recording, I've been kind of just listening to it in the background while I'm doing things, and I'm like, it's soft and it just feels nice. And that's
Yeah, thank
it's hard
you.
it's hard to come by with a song that's like, yes, it's intended to be a lullaby in a way, but it doesn't also
Yeah.
it's
I love
comforting at
that
the
it feels
same.
that way. I love that it feels that way. And we
Yeah.
kind of did that even sonically the way it is. I mean, that guitar's super soft. Everything is doubled too. And so like it kind of surrounds you in that way. And it does sort of feel like a pillow of a song, which I really
Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh. And like this is gonna sound interesting because I know in terms of like the PR rep side of it, you had said that you channeled in Lana Del Ray and Billie Eilish. I actually got Panic at the Disco in my head. There's a particular song called there's a
It's
song called Northern Downpour. It's one of my
okay.
all-time favorites from the Pretty Odd album. And that's
Is that album of theirs? I need to really dive deep into the Panic at the Disco discography, but is that the album that was a little more stripped back of theirs, like sort of like Beatles
yes.
inspired? Yeah, I have
Yeah.
listened to a little bit of that, and I love that reference. Yeah, I really I always reference Lana Del Ray in pretty much any interview because I'm kind of just manifesting our meeting too. But I really, in terms of writing, she was like my first songwriting inspiration, my first artistic inspiration, and so I've kind of always gone back to her. But yeah, this one, it definitely came from a place like that too. I feel like it was, it was very soft, and I feel like it could be compared to an album like that too. So I love a Panic at the Disco reference.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was like when I heard it, I was like, wow, wait, this sounds so familiar. Why does it feel this
I
and
love
I
that.
yeah, I
So it is a little, I do feel like it has a little quirk to it too. I feel like
yeah.
all of my music has been a little quirky. And I really like it too. So it definitely falls into like a specific pocket that I feel like Panic at the Disco would maybe exist in too.
Granted, unfortunately now they're over.
Yeah, that's sad, but
Well, you can't have Panic at the Disco going on if Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance are still in the atmosphere.
yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like, yeah, universe is
One of them
colliding.
has to one of them has to disappear in order for the other two
Somebody
to
has to
survive.
drop. Yeah, totally.
Yes. So with it channeling back over to Lana, I want to curious to know what was like that point where you're like, yes, I want to just be Lana in terms of the realm of helping you with your music.
I was 12 when I went to my first songwriting camp, and she was my reference that I went there with, basically. You know, when you go to those sort of camps, the people that you're with and the people that you're writing with are kind of like, who are your favorites? And I just went in with Lana Del Ray because my sister, she's 11 years older than me, and so I kind of grew up with the music that she was listening to when she was a teenager. You know, like when I was 6 and she was 17, she was listening to Lana Del Ray, and that just really stuck with me. And so I kind of, was attached to Lana from a very like alarmingly young age, which I feel like makes a lot of sense for me. But then, yeah, I think when I started writing, I just realized that she was like my ultimate inspiration, and she's still my favorite.
So with that in mind, are we going to potentially see a music video for Remember Me?
Yes, you will. It's I didn't drop it the day with the single because I have but it's going to come out pretty soon. It's coming out on the 3rd because I'm playing a show that night, February 3rd. And so I kind of wanted to line everything up, but I haven't even really like properly announced it yet. So yeah, there is a video. I'm very excited about it. It's kind of a different way of making videos for me because I used a bunch of my old home videos from when I was little.
Oh, I
Which
love that trick.
Thank you. I think it worked really well with it. So yeah, it's coming out in just a few days, and I'm really, really excited for everybody to see it. It was very real for me. So
I always love a good flashback memory music videos. I feel like those are so comforting.
I know, I love them, and I felt like it worked for this song. It was like the first thing that came to mind.
Well, now we've kind of gotten to this part of the interview. I have a couple conversation cards that have fun topics, so those who don't know who you are get to know you on a fun level. You ready for it?
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll start off with something easy. What would make you instantly laugh?
Well, now I'm thinking of people who make me laugh. I'm not sure. My mom and my sister make me laugh they could probably do it instantly, honestly. There's not a specific thing that you could tell me. But yeah, I feel like my family makes me laugh the quickest. So that's
Yeah.
what I'd say.
What's the most common thing you guys joke about?
Ourselves. We're very like I feel like we just kind of, me and my sister kind of make fun of each other a little bit. We're just we're very sarcastic, so it just works really well. The three of us have like created just such a specific humor, I feel like, and we really get each other.
Love that. I have a large family as well, so I definitely understand in terms of sibling
Yeah,
self-deprecation jokes.
totally. Yeah, it works. They're like right inside right now. We just it's the three of us together like all the time. So and yeah, that's funny. That is one joke in my family because my sister and my mom say that I didn't become funny until just a couple of years ago, because there was one time my mom and my sister were laughing really hard about something, and I was like, why don't you guys ever laugh at my jokes? And my sister was like, we don't really think you're that funny. And this was a few years ago, and I was like, oh my god. And then suddenly I just kind of started understanding the family humor, and now we all make each other laugh.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that. What is one thing you would absolutely have to do before you die?
Oh my gosh.
So many things you could do.
Yeah, there are so many things. Trying to think. Do before I die. Oh my gosh, that's kind of a hard one because I'm not the type of person where I wouldn't like want to go skydiving or do anything like that.
Same.
Yeah, there are things I would hope have happened because like I want to, go on tour and do those things. But I would say, oh my gosh, this is such a hard question. I love it though. It's really getting me thinking. I feel like I'd want to go back to Europe.
Really?
I don't know, that like I would want to go to like, Italy again or something like that. I feel like I would be big on like the bucket list trips. And honestly, before I die, I want to get more cats.
How many do you have now?
I have two, but one of them's kind of like the family cat and one's my cat. But I see that happening for me too.
Oh, well, both options are fantastic, and I do hope that you go on tour.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
I know, and Lana Del Ray just released her well, of course her album's not coming out just yet, but her album's coming out soon. Always
Mm.
pitch yourself to be opener.
Oh my gosh,
That
fingers
would be
crossed. No, she hasn't toured it so long. I miss her. I've seen her live twice and she's amazing.
I only had the opportunity to see her once at Lollapalooza.
Oh, I'm sure that was great. Maybe that would be another thing I'd want to do before I die. See her again.
Yeah.
Meet her.
Hang out with her. Work
Yes.
cross out, record with her.
Totally. That's a good one. Yeah.
That's here. How about if you were to press shuffle on your music library, what would be the first song that would pop up?
Should I do it? Should I press shuffle?
Yeah,
Let's
go
see.
for it.
It was Sparks by Coldplay.
Ooh, haven't heard that song in ages.
Interesting. I know. I just went in my like top songs. Yeah, I mean, you keep going. It's like Blister in the Sun, Violent Femmes. We got some Taylor Swift, Radiohead, Florence, and it could be anything. It could be anything. Oh, Lana Del Ray, of course.
I love the variety. Oh my goodness.
Probably be her, honestly. But that time, yeah.
I know Coldplay is a great option.
I mean, yeah.
What scares you more than it should?
Rejection. Rejection really freaks me out. I don't like the feeling of it. I'm always worried about embarrassing myself. And I feel like both of those are just very internal and you can get over it, But those are things I'm really trying to get over that second one. Because I feel like that one specifically holds me back. But those are a couple of them, just like emotional things that freak me out. But yeah, nothing really, it's all very existential. Things that scare me. Yeah.
So with that in mind, you have that show coming up. Do you feel nervous and freaking out about this performance, or do you feel comfortable with it?
Shows don't really do that for me because I just genuinely enjoyed the experience. Because really, when you think about it, you're just getting up there and singing your songs for people that want to hear them, So I think that is really special and I don't really get nervous for it. And also, the worst thing that could happen is I mess up. And so I feel like that is really a comforting thought too. But I just love playing shows, and any time I get to do it, I'm more excited than nervous. I do feel like any nerves I feel, it's just excitement with nowhere to go. That's what I tell myself.
Ooh, I love that. And I love that you're actually so comfortable being on stage and being in front of everybody.
Yeah, I think it comes from my recital days, because when I was little, I did recitals like almost every week, and I was so obsessed with the feeling of just being up there. And sure, like the build up is a little scary sometimes, like the first like 20 minutes before you go out, but I feel like I just had a lot of practice with it and I really like it. And I've never had like a bad experience doing it.
All right. Well, wait. So with that in mind, so with all the experiences, has there been a moment where shit hit the fan already before you even got on stage?
Not necessarily. I think there have been moments where I wasn't in the best headspace. Oh, yeah. You know what, actually, a show that I played in New York recently, I was really sick before I went out. Like I just had a really bad sinus infection, but like I didn't have a voice that morning. So that was really scary. And I was like flying to New York day of. And so that was probably a moment where shit hit the fan, because I was sick. But then when I got out there, I just drank like a lot of ginger turmeric juice, and then I went on stage and it was fine. But that one I was really nervous for, because I felt so sick the morning of, and I think that like really built up my nerves. Because if you just lose your voice mid-song, there's like nothing really to do about it.
Yeah, and then next you know, you're just miming the rest of it. Yeah,
totally. And that's never good.
Well, I am here gonna knock on wood. Because you have a performance coming up in a couple of days. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize like how far we are towards the end of the month.
I know. It's wild.
Oh my gosh, wait, cross out. Like, you have a week. Wow.
Yeah.
A week from today.
I have like
And
no concept of time when I'm in LA because I just feel like little things are happening all the time and I just don't really know what's going on.
so with that in mind, and you have the music video dropping on that day, what else should we be getting excited for?
I have a lot of shows coming up. I haven't officially announced any of them yet, but I have a lot coming up that I'm very excited to talk about, and lots of new places that I've never been. So that's going to be really, really cool for me. And I think that that's really the biggest thing to look forward to. My EP is going to come out pretty soon too. I mean, like summertime, so not that soon, but it feels like
Yeah.
it's coming pretty soon. And yeah, you know, music video coming out soon. I'm just going to keep putting out singles until the project, and I think I'm just really excited to play more shows, and I get to play a lot this year.
Well, I'm super excited for you.
Thank
And
you
I
so
cannot
much.
wait to see what the tour lineup is. If there's any dates closer to Michigan, I will be there.
Ooh, honestly, maybe I'll let you know.
All right, for sure. Well, with that in mind, where can we find you?
I'm Cloe Wilder on all the social media platforms, CLOE, no H. But I'm everywhere. Yeah, I'm on all the music platforms, on all the socials, so you can find me everywhere.